All right, welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. It's traffic and weather together on the zeros. The traffic was clear enough for Jamie Erdahl to make it to our set from Good Morning Football right away, and now it's pouring outside.
I got in here just in time.
Just in time.
I don't battle elements
Right?
for you, Rich. I come when it's blue skies.
It is just, but it is absolutely pouring outside. It's hammering the roof here of Gather.
Yeah.
Okay, but you. The Minnesota Nice of NFL Network and Good Morning Football is here.
For anything.
Good to see you.
Wonderful to see you in the continental United States, my friend.
Normally, we work jet lag together. That is correct.
Yes, we do.
I know.
Not many people can we fly from, where was it, Munich? Munich back to L.A. on the same flight, same airport hallways. We did the entire travel day together, Rich.
We did. I know.
We'll never forget it.
I know that. It was a lot of fun. And by the way, great job on March Madness.
Thank
out
you.
of you.
I can't believe they still let me in the door to do that job. I love it so much. It was my 10th NCAA tournament.
But how many times in the studio?
Only my second year.
Okay.
Last year I was more or less forced into the studio due to my impending childbirth, and they didn't want me to travel. So they let me back in to do the same studio update job, and it's so great. I get to just be off camera and watch hoops all day and keep an eye on all the games, do the updates. It's the best. Lucky.
It was just so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It was. You get addicted. You fall in love with somebody, and then you move on.
Well, we're about 40 seconds till the radio audience returns. In 30 seconds, your favorite Bill Raftery story.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's so great. Well, we were in Las Vegas, and
you don't have to tell the rest.
Yeah, exactly right. And the most impressive part of any Bill Raftery story is the fact that he shows up in the hotel gym the next morning earlier than anybody.
Come on.
Yes.
Sweating out the Cabernet?
Shames us all.
Really?
Exactly. I can't. So every story starts the same. So I was in Las Vegas. Bill Raftery was there. There was a great basketball game. He's an absolute pro. And then the next morning, you feel like a disaster, and Raf's at the gym. I'm like, God, Raf, come on.
Raftery, an all-time hotel lobby bar guy, just like Nestler. I don't know if they've ever worked together, but
can you imagine I survived working with both of those guys?
I love it. Back here on the Rich Eisen Show Radio Network, I'm sitting at the Rich Eisen Show desk in Green Bay, furnished by Grainger with supplies and solutions for every industry. Grainger has the right product for you. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Our first guest in our Green Bay studio for the week, fresh off of the Good Morning Football and GMFB overtime set that you can see right here on the Roku channel, preceding us every single day. The Emmy Award nominated Good Morning Football, Jamie Erdahl. Good to see you,
Rich.
Jamie.
My first Emmy Award nomination. I've never happened to me before. Thank you.
It's well deserved. Congratulations.
I really appreciate that.
So you are part of the NFL Network broadcast, conducting the interviews of everybody coming out of the green room.
That's exactly right.
What's your favorite story that you have come across that you know it's going to be a challenge to bring out in just 45 seconds that you have with the kid on the stage?
I have about 20 questions for Travis Hunter that I know I'm not going to ever be able to get to. He's a fascinating story and just seems like a really good, I hate to call him kid, a young man, really good young man.
Right.
My stress and my job, because this is my first time doing this, is just give these guys their proper moment. They are going to be pestered with questions on how they play soon enough. This is about how their life is changing. We just had Malachi Starks on GMFB OT, and I kind of fell in love with him. He actually made me so much more excited for the actual moment on Thursday night for all those first rounders. And really, it just makes me rack my brain of all those Georgia Bulldogs that are on defense sort of scattered throughout the NFL. So I kind of like the Malachi Starks experience. You
do. Because I mean, listen, you're going to be, again, not to get too deep into the woods here, but ESPN gets the odd number picks, and we at NFL Network get the even numbered picks. So, but that means that Jamie will have the first crack at the prospects who are drafted 2nd, 4th, 6th overall, so on and so forth. I don't know who's doing it for ESPN.
They don't want Molly McGrath and I throwing elbows.
Okay, that's what it is. All right.
They just say she gets 1, 3, 5, and so on and so forth. And so, yeah, I'm really focused on the evens.
Well, to be honest with you, if the draft is chalky and there's no action, I wouldn't mind if the two of you did actually get the fisticuffs on the stage.
So then you can voice that over.
Yeah. There we go. In all seriousness, though, I mean, you are, let's just say Travis Hunter is the 2nd overall pick in the draft, which everybody thinks.
Yeah.
After the commissioner, you're the first person to stick a C.
Yes.
And clearly you're not going to ask him there like, hey, do you think the Browns are going to play on both sides of the ball? I mean, you do have to let the moment sink in. But what about Travis Hunter that you've learned or come across that you want to bring across even here, like that now that you don't have to boil it down to 30 seconds
I think we all know the reason why this is, but Travis and Shedeur, in my opinion, so much has been said about them on their behalf. And whether or not that's fair, unfair, they like it, they hate it, it motivates them, what have you. Like you said, this is their first opportunity, or Travis's, for example, to speak for himself, knowing what his future is going to be. Up until this point, it's all been conjecture. And frankly, up until this point, he's been selling himself on both sides of the ball, and he wants things to go a certain way. He knows how these meetings have gone with the Browns, for example. So once we know it as a fact, I kind of just want to give him an opportunity to, can you just speak for yourself one more time to Cleveland, for example, to those fans?
Awesome.
And just let him do that. I also feel in my preparation that I would have approached this job a lot differently, I think, before I had any of my kids. I feel very differently now about these young men coming across the stage now that I'm a mom. And I just know that there are parents out there watching their child get drafted to a city and they're not going to be near their home anymore. They're not going to be on their college campus. And just treating the moment with such respect and honor and treating them, giving them the opportunity that they deserve to just shine in that second, because I know if it were my kid, that's what I would want done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No doubt.
Don't catch them. I don't want anything from them except their authentic reaction to where they're going.
But not to turn this into an ideas meeting.
I would love it.
Right, or a pre-production meeting. But that is a great follow-up once you do get that out of Travis Hunter.
Yes.
That the oh my gosh moment is through.
Yes.
Hey, what do you want to tell Cleveland Brown fans about the ultimate question if you're going to play both sides of the football? Like what? And just let him go, because you know what his answer is going to be. He already said he would quit football if the team that drafts him won't let him do it.
I can't imagine. But I also think once you know where these guys are going, I think they should be allowed to share a little bit more about the team's ideas for them.
Yes.
So maybe he would disclose in that moment, hey, Kevin Stefanski has told me X, Y, or Z. Wouldn't that be a dream if right there he shared that with us?
Well, I can't imagine the Browns wouldn't just unleash him in every possible way.
I'm against the play him on defense and have 4 or 5 packages for him. I think it needs to be maybe like 70-30, 70 on defense, 30 on offense. He's going to show up on the field on offense. You're going to know what the play is. He needs to show up more often to dilute the options.
Yes.
But he cannot. I just can't imagine watching these NFL games, no one ever taking a break and ever having a mental break to meet with a coach, meet with a teammate, figure out what is happening on a team, in a game, and having to just be jumping back and forth. It's impossible, but if anybody can do it in some combination, he's going to be able to do it.
Well, I mean, you being in TV as long as you have been, Jamie, know that on occasion people overthink things.
Sure.
Okay? Sure. And then create less of a successful work environment because some overthinking is happening. And you, as somebody who's got a microphone in front of them, will be just like, why are we overthinking this?
Right.
That's the way I view Travis Hunter. Why are we overthinking this?
Yeah.
Let him go. Let him go and do every snap.
What's
He's
his
20.
governor,
Is he 22? Am I getting it wrong? 21, 22?
What's his governor, though?
Let him go every freaking snap.
He'll be 22 in a couple weeks.
Yeah, like he's 22. It's not like he's 32 and we got to dial it back here because he's not on the field. His best ability needs to be availability, and he hasn't been available because we had too many, let it go. Let's tee it high and let it fly. You're the Cleveland Browns with the most dynamic talent we have seen enter a draft maybe ever, and I don't think that's overstating it. Just screw what are you majoring and you're minoring, and that's, I'm sure you've heard that phrase throughout this entire process on Good Morning Football. Screw it. Do as many snaps as you can, and you tell me when you need a breather in the Gatorade. That's the end of it.
I'm not worried about the physical, though. You said he's 22, he's not 32. I'm worried about the mental demands of playing a complex game at a professional level. This is like, you're great at pickup basketball, but then you're going to go play the same type of pickup basketball against like a Tom Izzo run offense. Like sometimes the next level of the game is more complex. It's more challenging. It's more demanding. I just don't want him to get out over his skis with the demands of play calling. I mean, I've never learned more football than I did sitting next to Jason McCourty in my 2 years, and just the complexities of running a defense. So are you going to ask him to just, okay, Travis is on the field, so he's going to guard one guy, and the rest of us is going to play his own defense because he's over there because he wasn't in our meeting all week? I don't want it to be unfair to him. I want him to excel. I want him to be great at something. So whatever side of the ball that is, I'm not withholding the other side from him. I just don't think it should be 100%, 100%.
Because I also sit here in Dion I trust too. Like, it's not like Dion is sending a blank slate who doesn't already understand the nuances of playing defense and technique and understanding what needs to be done on every snap for every defense. Obviously, there will be a learning curve.
Sure.
But I think a unicorn is being sent to the next level. I just I don't know. My spidey sense is going off. Maybe I'm too much of an optimist. I don't know, but it's interesting you pointing out, like, he can't be in two meetings at once.
Yeah.
And that, you know, in the marathon of an NFL season, there needs to be a break. But I would just say screw it and see, and then just see where it takes us, because, you know, the ultimate for this kid, we've never seen.
Right.
We've never seen it.
And I'm not trying to hinder him from doing it whatsoever. But what I do, and maybe, again, to circle back to, like, protecting him a little bit from any of the pitfalls that might come from trying to play 2,500 snaps his rookie season. And his head is on a swivel because he thinks he's trying to catch up from a blown coverage on one thing, and he's got to go back out and be the X receiver. Like, it's complicated. And I think Dion, more than anybody else, can understand the intricacies of how different the college game is versus the NFL and the demands that it requires.
Jamie Erdahl is here from the Emmy-nominated Good Morning Football. GMFB Overtime can be seen right here on the Roku channel preceding our show every single day. And, of course, 8 a.m. Eastern on NFL Network is the Good Morning Football kickoff time. So what is your favorite story, period? Because I know you are also a sideline reporter.
Yeah.
As a moonlighter, I mean, you're the Travis Hunter as well. You're slashing it up with what you do.
Thank
so
you.
Clearly you know narratives and stories, and the best story that you have heard of anybody in the draft doesn't have to be somebody that's in the green room.
Sure.
I'll just give you that massive roadway for you to drive through.
I like
here.
the Ashton Jeanty experience. I like the international upbringing, the military academy part of it, the committing and staying at Boise State in a time where we never saw that happening, the style of runner that he is. This paralleled with the fact what we have seen from running backs in the last 2 years. I think the moment is just perfect for him, and the personality on that young man is awesome. But the fact that this thing, in a time where the NFL is expanding internationally, begins with a kid that played at Naples High School, not in Florida, in Italy, is incredible, and I love that for him.
Naples High School.
Yeah.
So what's the school lunch program there?
So,
man?
right?
I'd love that.
Because they would play against other football programs
pizza.
with children with parents that are in the military.
Sure.
Right.
And he makes his way to Idaho, right? And
Right.
now he's going to be
And stays. He never had to stay. Once anyone saw that kid run, they could have plucked him from Boise State. And I just love the fortitude and the commitment to that program.
Yeah, no, he could have gone through the portal and, wound up at a so-called bigger school,
Yeah, you talk about his high school days in his Players Tribune that I hope everyone read this week. It was incredible. He talked about 9, 12, 18-hour bus rides throughout Europe to go play just one game. And that experience, really helped mold who he is. And he's a loyal guy. He's a military guy. He didn't want to leave Boise. He grew up and became a man with these guys and didn't want to go. I encourage everybody to read that. It's so good, and I want him at 4 so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're good.
I know we're not.
I just don't.
It would be great.
And I'm not saying that to troll.
I know. I get it.
I just think the Patriots are going to do the so-called sensible thing here. And get someone to protect Drake May.
Well, to that
even though a
point-
running game would do the same thing.
Right. To that point, I love the tight ends in this class too, and I'm more fascinated if you're going to go player. That's Ashton Jeanty. Team, I am very curious about the New England Patriots, and I'm a big Mike Vrabel fan, but just the direction that after he's been away from the NFL for a year, he gets this job that I would assume he kind of always dreamed of having. What he does with Drake May, why don't they go tight end at 4? I think that would be. I think there's talented tight ends at the top for a pass catching tight end for Drake May. And we see it again. The tight ends emerge in New England.
Tyler Warren goes 4, I would go nuts.
What happened 15 years ago today?
15 years ago today, the drafting of Rob Gronkowski.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
And the famed phone call of Belichick to the Gronkowski family saying to knock it off.
Get off stage.
Get off stage. Stop acting like a bunch of knuckleheads. You're welcome to the Gronkowski world, Bill.
And somehow someone's still calling the Gronkowski saying, stop being like a bunch of knuckleheads.
Yeah, so you get off the stage. Rich, I was at Gronk Beach this weekend, and they're all doing the same stuff.
Oh, it's odd that they have not evolved in 15 years.
You had a heck of a lineup here today, Rich. I'm honored to be the first one.
Come on, you're kicking it
Bat
off.
and leadoff? It's the kind of stuff
See, now I know why you like Vrabel, because I'll never forget, I believe
This is a great story.
I was in London. Okay, speaking of working jet lagged, we're in the production meeting. Vrabel walks in. First person he says hello to out of the entire room is Jamie Erdahl.
Oh.
Because he and Mrs. Vrabel are diehard fans of Good Morning Football. That's what he said. And then after you had your moment, I did my usual stupid thing.
A classic Richism, if you will.
Well, they're well versed in it. I said to him, well, what about the Rich Eisen Show, Mike? So what do you think happened next? Do you think he goes, no, I didn't mean to insult you. I like your show too. Or
Definitely
he
not.
basically rat-tailed me verbally.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Option 2.
Option 2.
He did not. He did not.
He did not mince words from his brain. That school up north, I think he wanted to refer to.
He
you
did.
as.
He went. He basically typical Michigan guy. That whole business.
Yeah.
He didn't take your cheese? Is that what you're saying?
You know, his
nice.
wife, I think, played volleyball at Ohio State or something. Like, she's an athlete.
They're all
I think
Buckeyes.
that's- yeah, well, they still
They're
are
all
people
Buckeyes.
too, Rich.
I know.
Buckeyes are people too.
Well, I mean, you married a Michigan man.
I did.
Jamie. I mean,
Yes,
you
I
know,
did.
your children.
This is why we also get along.
We do. What do you think the Vikings are going to do?
Oh man, I saw a couple of them pop for to get a running back, Amarian Hampton out of North Carolina.
You think? I
that'd
don't
be
know if he'll
cool.
be around at 24.
You don't think?
I don't.
That's so strange to me, and I had to look back at the why that they only had 4 picks this year, which feels really uncomfortable. It's the least amount that any team has.
Right.
I wouldn't mind them maybe bumping back a couple spots to get another pick in this year's draft.
Well, Mike Mayock, you know, he came on our show on Monday. We've had him on throughout the entire draft season. He thinks the Vikings are the first prime spot for a team to trade up from the second round to go get a quarterback that's still sitting there to get a 5th year of contractual control, because the Vikings are the team that might be most willing to move back to amass more draft picks. Rather
and
than
they sit right behind the Packers, I think, who they don't need a quarterback. So 24 feels like the right spot for a team to go and do that. But they need help in their secondary. You know, I think they let some guys walk out the door, like Cam Bynum went to the Colts, and the Vikings could go defense. But I'm more in favor of getting a couple more picks this year.
Okay. So Good Morning Football tomorrow. Everybody check out the beginning of NFL Network's day of draft coverage at 8 a.m. Eastern Time with Jamie and the rest of the Emmy-nominated gang. We have, I think you're our first, Kyle's our last this week.
Oh my gosh.
Guest.
Well,
So
you're going
we're
to have just a bundle of like roadkill Kyle after he just leaves it all on the stage for the NFL draft. As you know how he's on his way here now.
Okay.
God help us all.
All right. Well, I mean, he's the Mr. Bears fan here in the home of the Packers. I don't know how many red carpets are going to be rolled out for him. And then there's Good Morning Football, GMFB Overtime that precedes this show on the Roku channel, Roku Sports channel as well. And I will see you later on.
Yeah, we're going to rehearse or something.
Well, I mean,
where to stand and what to do.
We are, and again, it's important to rehearse because we have no idea how long the walk is for the prospect.
Long.
Is it?
I was seeing the red carpet get rolled out on the field because we did GMFB today from up in the Packers booth press conference.
Right.
Amazing. But I look down and I see, oh wow, that's the doorway that the players are going to be coming through with their families and stuff. And then knowing where the stage is, it's kind of a hike.
Well, in Vegas, it was so long, Mac Jones looked like Vince McMahon coming out, right? I mean,
Mac Jones is still walking.
he's still walking. He almost, I think he pulled a hamstring.
Yeah.
A walk into the stage. So, but that's important for us because it needs. We need to know how long I'm vamping, how long you're waiting.
Yes.
You know how long DJ might have something to say, and Charles.
How long I have to hold Molly McGrath off from stealing my interview.
Well, listen, you don't have to. It's all
Got the numbers.
orderly. It's all orderly.
Play nice in the
Honestly,
sandbox.
2nd and 4th and 6th and 8th and through on, and she's just got to chill. That's it. We're going to put Molly in a corner on that.
No.
And then I think you're going to be working Friday night too. I think there's going to be some draft prospects still around on Friday.
So the rules, I guess, are that the NFL has invited these young men to come, and some can leave if they want. I think if they don't get picked.
Well, I mean, they're not held captive
here. You must stay in Green Bay.
You know.
But if they choose to come back and participate in the Green Room again, I will be there to give them their moment on the stage.
Very awesome. Fantastic. That is Jamie Erdahl kicking off our week here on our draft set in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.